Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. This is Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. So this is like John the Revelator falling at the feet of an angel. And the angel said to not do this, right? It says, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Worship the power, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is a spirit of prophecy, all right? So the angel told John the Revelator, to worship the Lord, and that the spirit of our Lord is the spirit of prophecy, all right? And what does the word prophecy mean? It means to say before, right? So that's what, the brothers of the hopeful elect, that's what we've been doing. We've been saying things that are now coming to pass on the earth before they took place, man. That's what it means to prophesy, man. And I read that because of what's currently going on now in Northern Ireland, all right? In Belfast, there's rioting going on. It says rioting was worst seen in Northern Ireland in years. So there's uproars of the people over there right now, which is in the spirit of the Lord, which is prophecy, man. All right. It's prophecy that there's people are uproaring all over the world. All right. So I'm going to read through this article, and then I'm going to read some more scriptures. But the Lord said, the angel told John the Revelator that the spirit of the Lord is a spirit of prophecy. So that's the key thing, man, to prophesy, man. So everything that's happening in the world right now is, falling in line with what the scriptures say. So I'm going to read this here. It says this is what the caption says. The gates of one of Belfast's so-called peace walls were prized open before being set alight. And that's spiritual. That's the gates of one of their peace walls, because obviously Northern Ireland is known for having, you had the Troubles. They call it the Troubles. We had the Catholic and Protestant war going on over there, man, which the British Army was also over there committing atrocities over there as well. And they have a divide, all right, between the people there. But it's a spirit that says the gates of one of Belfast's so-called peace walls. So they have the divide, and it's a peace wall. They have murals, were prized open before being set alight. So that's spiritual, man. There ain't going to be no peace, all right? Rioting in Belfast on Wednesday night was on a scale not seen in Northern Ireland for years, police have said. During several hours of violence, police officers were attacked, petrol bombs were thrown, and a bus was burnt. 8 officers were injured in an interface between loyalist and nationalist areas in West Belfast. Senior police sources now say there was no evidence of UVF organisational involvement in last night's trouble in West Belfast. Earlier, the Police Service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, had suspected that individuals within the parliamentary group had encouraged some of the trouble. However, following the progress of an investigation, police are now satisfied the group and its leadership were not involved. All right. So this is basically I'm going to play this clip, but this is what's going on in Northern Ireland. Rioting is taking place, which is falling in line with the spirit of prophecy. And over there in Ireland, or Northern Ireland, they already don't like, not all the people, but a lot of people already don't, the Catholic people, they already don't like the British government, man, for all the hell that they've put on, or Esau's governments have put on, and those people over there, man, So, hey, they're frustrated, also there's a so-called pandemic, so all this is just boiling into a massive explosion, which is going to take place all over the world. Yeah, so they're petrol bombing. So they ain't playing around, man. They're injured police over there. So this is which is the spirit of the Lord, man. But Esau is pretty much soon gonna roll with his army out in these places anyway, man. And basically use his blessing, which is his weapon, man. His guns. And that's the so-called peace rule that they burnt down. So that's spiritual, because there's going to be no peace, man. So yeah, this is what is taking place, man. All right, it's what's taking place currently in Northern Ireland. So this is 2nd Ezra 9 and 3. 2nd Ezra 9 and 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen, well, I'll read it from the top actually. 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And what was told unto Ezra's prophecy, man. All right, things that were going to take place, all right, in the earth. All right, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So when these things like the riots, wars and rumors of wars, you know, the tension of the different nations in the world rising, and the tensions of the nations rising towards Babylon the Great, which is America, the policies of Esau, or the so-called Western world, you know that the Lord is close to visiting this earth, man. All right, so we're in the time of Yahushai's visitation, man. All right, visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and Salaki, it says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, which is what? Prophecy, man. But the point I want to get here is in verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's what's been happening. Earthquakes, uproars in the people. Now all of a sudden, Northern Ireland is in an uproar. So this is what's been taking place, man. And then it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, all right? So from the beginning, these things were said that it was going to come to pass, man. There's prophecies in the Old Testament that haven't come to pass yet, all right? Isaiah 66 and 15, the Lord returning with his chariots like a whirlwind, that hasn't come to pass, you know? There's the Isaiah, I believe it's in 7, the Lord, coming out of his thicket, the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. That hasn't come to pass. So there's a lot of prophecy. There's Yahushai coming back is written of in the Old Testament. That hasn't come to pass yet, man. So that's why it says from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, because these things were said to come to pass hundreds of years ago, and it's happening now. And through the generations, the Lord brought back the men of the Lord, the prophets, to continuously prophesy of the prophecies that they were given to speak. They were the understanding that they were given at the time to speak about it, man, or whatever kingdom they were in, to curse it out, to let them know that what was going to happen to that kingdom. And it's the same thing today, man. All right. The hopeful elect are brought back again today to proclaim Yahushua is coming and to proclaim his prophecy, man. His prophecies. All right. So this is I'm gonna end it on this here. This is Luke. This is Luke 21 and Luke 21 and 25. Luke 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right. And these are all things that are going to be taking place now. All right. Right now, right. It says, and in the stars and in the Salakia, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations. That's happening now. Distress of these nations, man. With perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall they see the sign, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. All right. And this is what's going to be, basically all that hell is going to be taking place on the earth. All right. And then nuclear missiles are going to be being fired. And in the midst of that, Yahweh Shai is going to return. And the whole, as it's written in Revelation 1 and 7, every eye shall see him. Everyone's going to see him, man. That's why it says men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right? Because there's going to be a great destruction that's going to take place. And then, but before, right in the midst of that, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And that cloud is talking about the so-called UFOs, all right, the chariots, all right. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So when these things are taking place, like these riots, these earthquakes, the wars and rumors of wars between these different governments, uproars of the people in all the lands that we're in, these are signs that Yahweh Shai is about to return, man. All right. So it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And that's the times that we're in. And hey, that's the spirit when the chariots return. You know, we're going to lift up our heads, man. Those that are, you know, alive to see it, we're going to lift up our heads, man, to the heavens. And that's, Lord willing, the time when Yahweh Shai returns, and that's our redemption drawing nigh, man. Meaning your redemption's close, man. So when these things, all these things that are happening on the earth, you know, right now, the uproars of the people, the rioting in Northern Ireland, they were rioting over here in England a couple of weeks ago, which that's coming back again, about the police and, you know, with this young so-called, this Edomite woman that, you know, got killed or whatever, that was rioting against the police. All of this is going to come back, man. More's coming. All right. This year is going to be even more packed with it, man. But the Lord said to lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So our redemption is drawing nigh. So these things that are taking place on the earth, you know, is basically signs of, you know, our salvation being close, man. You know, so yeah, man, you know, with that, you know, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.